What up? It's your boy Big Vern at App Stupid Studios, coming to you live. Great weekend edition. There's a lot going on here. If you're enjoying the March Madness, this is Selection Show Sunday, so if your team has a high seeding or your team is going to get a favorable bracket, then take advantage of it. Bracketology tonight, and we'll see where the chips fall, and it should be an exciting tournament. Also, we got a couple of stories we're going to cover. The Chicago Bears just can't seem to get out of their own way. They just can't seem to get out of their own way, and why that happens. Then Michigan's defensive line coach is suspended for DUI. That's always a boneheaded move. Taj Gibson, he's reportedly going to sign with the Detroit Pistons for the rest of the season. Congratulations to him. He got hired. Then Mr. Aaron Donald retires. The Rams defensive tackle and future Hall of Famer announces he's walking away after 10 years in the National Football League. Also, ex-Arkansas State football star faces murder charges and poisoning his girlfriend or fiance. And we'll round the corners asking for prayers for Coach Jackson. We're going to ask for prayers for Coach Jackson. He was in an accident out of Davidson, Steven Jackson, and he's in critical condition. So God be with him and his family. Like I say, it's a jam-packed show, and we'll get into that when we come back from a quick 20 from an unofficial sponsor of the show. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. Yes, Old Spice. Try the body wash, its deodorant, and the body spray. Smell like a man, feel like a man. Old Spice. They've got everything from the Fiji scent to the Kraken. Enjoy some Burr Wolf or any other of the scents that make you feel and smell manly. Old Spice. Go to your nearest Walmart, Target, Dollar General. You can get Old Spice. All right. So Justin Fields, he got traded to the Steelers, and they were able to fleece the Bears again. The Bears. Now, if you follow the channel long enough and the videos are up, I was watching the three-dimensional chess that was being played the whole time, jockeying in the offseason. So the NFL season just really started this past Wednesday at 4 o'clock. So I knew some of the deals were going to come in flying fast and furious. Russell Wilson, I knew he signed his deal Sunday before last Wednesday. He signed his deal Sunday with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And now they have Arthur Smith as the offensive coordinator. And I was just like, the next shoe's going to drop, especially when you had Cliff Kingsbury stab the Raiders in the back and then go sign with Washington, the Commanders. And Cliff Kingsbury, he had ties with Caleb Williams, and I was following that train, and I was saying to myself, well, wait a minute, why did he stab Antonio Pierce in the back when this was a done deal? I mean, all week long, the Raiders and Cliff Kingsbury had been negotiating a deal to bring him to Las Vegas. But then in the middle of nowhere, you get the double cross, and Dan Quinn is now the head coach. And then all of a sudden, Cliff Kingsbury signs on to be the OC. I was like, Caleb Williams being from Washington, D.C., he's actually going home. And now, I try to put the pieces together. But Chicago has made themselves irrelevant again. And I'll explain. Brian Diardo does a good job in CBS Sports, but he writes, once again, Pittsburgh, they have fleeced the Chicago Bears. In a trade on Saturday, the Steelers acquired the quarterback and former first-round pick Justin Fields from the Bears for the 2025 season. Well, the 2025 sixth-round pick, less than 2 years after Pittsburgh had traded Chase Claypool to Chicago in exchange for a pick the Steelers ultimately used to draft cornerback Joey Porter Jr. So let's go ahead and let's put everything on the table right now. Chicago was so wet and moist to get rid of Justin Fields. They gave him they let him go for little to nothing in a 2025 sixth-round pick. That guy was in a bad system. If you can tell me Matt Nagy was a Bears coach that delivered and he had a scheme, no, he was bad. He was bad. And the fact that this kid played through 2 head coaches, 3 different playbooks, and so many different offensive coordinators, but somehow you all thought that this dude was the problem. And I got news for you. Eberflus is no better. Eberflus does not have the coordinator in place that can actually dial up packages for Caleb Williams. And I try to tell every Chicago fan this: you may as well play with the house money and go with Marvin Harris Jr. Marvin Harrison Jr. is lights out. And you have a new weapon. You have a younger weapon, a taller guy who can create mismatches inside the 20. If we get inside the red zone, and I know that guy can catch like no tomorrow, and you put separation on him, hands down, he is probably a shoo-in to be a superstar, grooming in the making. But the Chicago Brass was just in a rush to make any deal they can because they think that Caleb Williams is going to deliver them. You have the Seattle Seahawks coordinator who his only claim to fame was making Geno Smith a sound quarterback. And that's no knock on Geno. But that's who you have as the OC. You don't have anybody who can mimic the West Coast offense or their air raid. And that's why Cliff Kingsbury going to Washington, D.C., that's why I linked them together, because Cliff Kingsbury has a relationship with Caleb Williams. He can dial up some of the packages and make it a hybrid package to where Williams can actually excel with some plays through the air. So you see where I'm going with this. You don't have the personnel. You don't have the imaginative minds. Even if you look at someone and they can try to copycat Cliff Kingsbury's offense, they don't know how it works. Because he invented it. It's in his mind. Anyway, after 3 seasons, the Bears are moving on from Fields and will surely use the number 1 overall pick in April to draft former USC quarterback Caleb Williams. Jesus. The Steelers reportedly have Fields back up Russell Wilson, who is hoping to reboot his career following the 2 rocky seasons in Denver. The Denver Rockies. You like that? That was a pun. Good one. Pittsburgh traded former their starting quarterback, Kenny Pickett, to Philadelphia shortly after signing Wilson. So Pittsburgh went from, we don't know what's going on, we've got people out on the field. Mike Tomlin looks like the maestro, because even with a horrible quarterback room, he was still able to get to the postseason. That guy was still 10-7 on the year, and he still got into the playoffs. And now you add Russell Wilson, who's playing for $1 million. He isn't a lot of money. And then you add Justin Fields, a young guy who can study the playbook and get behind him of Arthur Smith in the quarterback room, and you got guys hungry. And this is going to be one of those picks that haunt Chicago. And I know what Chicago fans are living through. They're living through the trauma of giving up and taking Mitchell Trubisky over Patrick Mahomes. Everybody's got to wear an egg on their face sometime. But we'll get into that a little bit more when we come back from a quick 15-second break from an official sponsor of the show. Wait, what? What? Wait a minute. We got somebody to cover us finally? How that work? They always get me with that one. Roast the Host. Roast the Host goes down on May the 10th. That is Mother's Day weekend. It is our first inaugural live show. We'll be live across all three platforms. Be funny. Be funny. It's a put down show. You can put me down. You can put the show. You can put the production. You can take runs at me. You can take runs at other guys who follow the show who come in with bad takes. Comedians will stop through. People are going to stop through and hurt my feelings. Only rules we have is 4 simple rules. Number 1, be funny. Be funny. You got 2 minutes. This is like the worst live open mic. It's like the worst live open mic going down. So, number 1, be funny. Number 2, you have to be a subscriber to the show. And number 3, certain things are off limits. My wife and kid and dad, all off limits. Off limits. Soon as you go ahead and you go into those territories, boom, you're getting ran. You're getting ran. Say what you have to say. We'll go ahead and drop the link. You'll be live. This is going to be a lot of fun. Have fun with it. Number 4, be funny. You don't know racism. No racism at all. You come in with racism, you're getting run. So we don't want to hear it. Roast the Host. The winner, we're going to go ahead and send them a nice cash app so they can go ahead and take the woman of their life, or you can take your mom out to a nice Mother's Day dinner on us here at App Stupid. App Stupid. All right. Roast the Host. Yes, it's going to be pretty good. Getting back into the article with Brian Diardo. Now, Justin Fields felt like a whole weight has been lifted off his shoulders. And he took right to his Twitter or X, whatever it may be. He says, I can't say thank you enough to the city of Chicago for taking me in and embracing me. Thank you to the entire Bears organization and ownership for allowing me the opportunity to be part of such a historic franchise. Get the hell out of here, man. But most of all, thank you to my brothers that I played with. You all were the reason I attacked each day the way I did. I can't thank you all enough for what you meant to me over these last 3 years, through the ups and downs. I wish each and every one of you nothing but success, ready for the next chapter. That's a word salad for, hey, thank God I'm out of there. I'm out of there. And one thing that I hate in the NFL, when talent doesn't work out, no one ever asks, hey, look, are they in the best position possible? Because if they were in the best position possible, then okay, it just didn't work out. But all too many times you have really talented people who put their athleticism in the hands of bad coaching and failed coordinators. And then you look at the talent and say, hey, what's wrong with you? Why can't you succeed? Come on, man. And it's only in Chicago. The Steelers signed Wilson again for $1 million. The Broncos are still paying him $39 million this year not to even be in Denver. Even with the acquisition of Fields, the Steelers still have the financial flexibility to add to the roster in free agency. Expect Pittsburgh to add another wideout to the equation via free agency sometime soon. So, CBS Sports is laughing at the Bears. Everybody in the sports world is laughing at the Bears. Even John Albert Elway Jr. is laughing at the Bears because he gave away Russell Wilson and Derek Judy for a handful of magic beans and a talking mule. Bears. Bears fans, I know you're pumped up. But like I say, you're going to be in tears. I will give it week 7. Week 7, when you figure out that you're no better than Detroit, that you still can't beat Green Bay, and you're struggling to go 1-1 with the Vikings. That's the NFC North. Because I'll be honest with you, even though you got Keenan Allen, woohoo, how old is that dude? That guy's played with 3 different quarterbacks. Okay. A lot of the moves are marginal. If not, they don't even move the needle. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's like you want to be lovable. You'll go out of your way to be lovable losers. And I love the city. Now, understand, I cannot go visit my friends now after this take. I cannot go and visit my friends because of this take. I know if I show up on the north side, somebody's going to have something to say. Hey, man, why'd you say that about? Oh, my God. I know I can't go ahead and show up in Wicker Park. Somebody's going to lose it and be like, hey, man, what the hell's wrong with you? So, again, I get it. I'm going to have to lay low. But I will go and see my friends. We will laugh. We will have a good time. This is Big Vern at App Stupid. We got more show. We'll be right back.